And we start. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the magic of Google Apps. We're going to talk a bit about Gmail. Gmail is a great communication tool. Not only does it do standard mail, but it also does messaging. If anyone's on AOL, Instant Messenger, you can talk to them through Gmail as well, or through Google Talk. We're going to talk about Google Reader. How many of you in the morning start your morning off by reading a bunch of websites? You open up maybe 10 or 15 links and go and view the same websites all the time. What Google Reader does is it provides us one location to go to, and all the new content comes and shows up in that place where we can, rather than having us search all the different sites we'd like to visit. Google Alerts, as I mentioned before, anytime something gets indexed by the search engine Google, and let's say I put in a keyword about skiing and Olympics, it will send me an email and say, hey, guess what? There's some new information that was posted on the website. Here's a link to it. Google Calendar. Amazing stuff you can do with it. Remind me if I don't get into it, but how to use it for reminders. That'll actually send text messages to your kids to do things like bring home your homework, make sure you walk the dog or whatever. Google will do that for you. Google Docs, as I mentioned before, gives us an opportunity to use word processing, Excel spreadsheets, and PowerPoint. And Google Maps. Anyone here use Google Maps at all? Some of you? Okay. Google Maps rocks. There are so many cool things. Any of you familiar with Street View? A couple of you? Yeah. Street View is very, very cool. This document that I handed out is actually a word processing document within Google Docs, and I've published it to make it live. That's the URL that you would go to, bit.ly.cfg. It's actually at the very top of the page that I handed out, so you don't need to worry about it. During the course of the class, I always think of something that I should have done and should have written down. So what will happen in about a day or two, I'll go back and I'll update that. So I would suggest give it a shot. Go to that URL. You'll see the whole document there. One of the other nice things about it is on the page, there's a whole bunch of links for you to click on. Of course, it's on your sheet, right? So you can't really click on it. The page that's published onto the website has all those links active. So you just need to go there, click on the link, and it takes you to the place without having to do all the typing in. Any questions so far? Okay, I'm just going to close that off. So let's start with Gmail. Gmail, www.gmail.com. Fairly standard email interface. I've got an account that I here called Teaching Trev, and we'll just log in here. As I mentioned before, if you don't have an account, it asks you right here whether or not you want to create an account. As I mentioned again before, it's better off to have your work email separate from your personal email. And this actually is really handy because later on when we get into calendaring and stuff like that, it will send you messages at this account. So it's better off to have them separate. I don't know if any of you know, though, that the University of Alberta is actually this summer switching over their student accounts to Gmail. A lot of post-secondaries are looking at it. So Gmail and the stuff that you're going to be learning today is a lot of the stuff that the students will be making use of. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Let me go back. And I'm logged in. Email, pretty standard stuff. If I want to compose a message, I just click on here. It's going to have your basic WYSIWYG. I can bold, italics, whatever I want. Where things start to really fly is in some of the other areas here, such as the chat. Now, I've created two accounts, and what I'm going to be doing is switching back and forth. I've got this Teaching Trev here, which I'm running in my this browser here, the Safari browser, and I also have a Gmail account here with Clark Kent. Okay, and of course his email is bluetightsfitnice@gmail.com. I've actually added Clark into my address book over here. Because it's a Gmail account, I can see when Clark's online. So that's what the little green thing would show, is that it's online. Within this area, I can now just send him an email, or I can actually chat live. So we're going to do a conversation here just quickly, and you can see what happens. So here comes here. I'm going to send a message to Clark, or Clark's going to send a message. No, I'm sending a message to Clark. Hey, did everyone hear that lovely sound? I'll have to turn the microphone up. Over on Clark's side, there's the message. And I can carry on a conversation just like you would any other time. So back and forth, the conversation can keep on going. The nice thing about this is not only can we just do straight conversations, I can drag links into here, I can drag pictures in here, and copy those back and forth between Clark and I. There's actually now a plugin that you can get that allows you to do video conferencing between the two. If you notice when I had Clark here, video and more, start a video chat. Now it's not going to work because obviously I'm using the same computer, so I can't do two video chats at the same time. But what would end up happening is this plugin allows me to go and contact Clark. If he's got the plugin installed, we can actually take this window here and start having a complete conversation. The nice thing about this window here as well is I'm going to pop this up. This now becomes a separate floating window. So anytime that I want to go do some surfing on the web, so I'm over here, I'm just going to type in, let's say I'm going to go to CNN just for the heck of it, check on the rates or whatever's going on in the Olympics. So while that's surfing there, I can still carry on a conversation over here between myself and Clark Kent. And then when I'm done, it's easy enough just to pop it back into my my email client here. Is that pretty cool or what? Okay, it's a good start. And here you can see I've got email message. I'm not going to go into a lot of the detail about email because we all know how email works. What you need to do though is go into the settings. You can create filters. So as messages come in, you can have them get sent to different folders that you create. One of the really cool things about this kind of stuff is if I send you a Word document, I can actually look at that Word document from right here within Google Gmail without having to actually open it up in Microsoft Word or something. And we'll talk a bit about that a little later. Again, if you've got someone that's on AOL, anybody here an AOL user? There used to be some, or AIM, sometimes AIM Messenger. They can also be on the same network and you can be swapping conversations back and forth. Okay, Gmail, pretty quick and pretty easy. For any of the stuff that you want to have help with Google, they have some really good help, and it's all just a matter of going under the help menu here. When you start off, they have all sorts of wonderful information. You know, if you're just what's new, if you're just signing up for the beginning, how to manage contacts, storage. We never even talked about that. How many of you are with Shaw or TELUS? Okay, a number of you are with Shaw and TELUS. I'm with Shaw. Shaw gives me 10 megs of space for my email. Okay, so if someone was to send me, oh, I don't know, 2 MP3 songs, it's full. There's nothing I can do. If someone was to send me a bunch of pictures, it's full. Google gives me almost 8 gigs of space. Their philosophy is you shouldn't need to delete anything. I've been using Gmail for 5 years and I get a lot of email. I have hardly deleted anything and I've used maybe 7% of my full capacity. So the beauty of it is that I can keep every message that I've sent, every message that I've received. I just put in a folder that they call archive to get it out of sight. And anytime I want to find it, I just go under the search here, type in a few terms that I think are available, and it will search through that all my email. So that's the Gmail side of things. Google Reader. I'm just going to open up a new.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, by all means.
How good is it in filtering spams? Because lately I find Hotmail is not very good at it. Shaw sucks when it comes to filtering spams.
How good is the filtering of spam in email? You know what? I don't have a problem with it. I mean, and I'm on a lot of newsletters and news groups and stuff that I've been on for years. It has a folder there where it puts all its spam. If I was to open up my personal one, I would probably find at least 100 messages there every day. But I don't read it anymore because it's really quite good at going through. I mean, this is what Google does. And back in the day when everyone used to use Hotmail all the time, I mean, Hotmail was known for a bunch of problems like 6 years ago and stuff. I mean, their filtering was the crap. People used to break in and get your accounts all the time and stuff. And not to say that some of that can't happen on the Google side or any browser. And I know that that Hotmail has done improvements since then. But I find that I have absolutely no concerns with Google. And I know a lot of people, even with their work email, they can There's ways of making it show up into Gmail. They do that just specifically because Google will go and filter through all the spam that they get. So yeah, it's quite good. Any other questions? Okay. Google Reader.